and I headed to my local craft store and picked up a wooden crate. I decided to paint it a beautiful shade of white, just using my favorite Zinsser primer. So I decided to paint the whole entire crate, making sure that I got in between all the rungs on the crate. Then, to give my crate a bit of antique, rustic look, I came in with this gray wax, and then using a lint-free cloth, I rubbed it on the edges and then let it sit for a bit, and then rubbed it in further just to really blend it in at the edges, and then this gives it just a little bit of a worn look. I used my cutting machine to cut my own stencil and place it on the one side, and then I just used some black acrylic paint to dab on and stencil in this unique number 3 look for old world vintage crate look. Next, I took the stool that I picked up at the antique mall and I removed the bottom feet. They just screwed in, so they were easy to unscrew and take apart. And then I decided that I wanted to give this a fresh new farmhouse look. So I actually had this IKEA pillowcase that I picked up quite a while ago at IKEA, and I never used it for anything. It has these neat button closures that I opened, and I just slid the ottoman inside and rebuttoned it back up. I folded the pillowcase over the edges of the ottoman, and then I used a crown stapler to secure it in place so that it was tightly fitted around the ottoman. Then I flipped my crate over so it was right side up, screwing into each 4 of the corners to make a hole, and then I just screwed the legs that were originally on my ottoman into the top part of my crate, so that when I flip this over, this is actually going to be the bottom, and I now have some new feet, well, new to me feet on the bottom. And then I'm going to take my pillow case that has my little ottoman inside, and I'm just going to set it on top of the crate. And then here we have my finished project. This is just a neat way to repurpose an old ottoman and reuse it with a crate to give it that antique look and a nice place where you can rest your feet at the end of a long day.
We're going to head down to our local Michael's. There we're going to grab 4 wood crates. The first part of this project is putting on some stain. You can choose to do paint, but stain is such a wonderful coating for raw wood, just like these crates. Make sure when you're putting the stain on, not to put it too thick and get all the sides. Once you got it put on, take a towel or a rag and wipe off the excess. It brings out the wonderful color. We need to have this done to 4 of these crates. Look how beautiful they are. Now, here's where we start setting it up. We want to use glue because glue is so strong when it dries. We're going to take 2 crates. The first one is going to lay down on its top, just like this, and it's going to be upside down. We're going to take the glue and put it halfway down the crate. Once we get the glue on, we want to spread it though. This is non-toxic. It's not a big deal just to use your finger and spread it out. You don't want to leave it in just a line. Leave the glue also away from the edges so it doesn't spill over when you put the other crate on. Take that first one and lay it right on top of the one that you put the glue on. Line it up right on the edge, just like this. Once you get it, you can use screws, or I use little tiny 1-inch brad nails to hold it in place. You're going to want to do these to the other 2 that you have left over. These are going to form 2 L shapes. Get this put on, and again, use the brad nails and put them in place. Now, once those are drying, we're going to take little strips of wood. I use little Jenga pieces. I use 2 on this side and 2 on the other. We're going to set those down from the top of the crate and glue those on just right there along the edge. That makes it a great straight line. Now it's time to join the 2 L's together. So you're going to take the top part of this L and lay out the glue. Again, you want to make sure you do spread it around, keeping it away from right where the edges are. You can see the faint lines that I put that marked out where the crate was going to sit. Take the 2 halves with the glued on the bottom, and you're going to join them together. Line them up, and you're going to barely brad nail those in or use a screw gun to put them in. Now it's time to make the legs 6 inches long, and I'm going to use 2x2 pieces of wood. But I've got a drill in the middle. I didn't want to just use regular screws, so I take a level or a ruler and you mark right across the edges on the corners there, and that gets you the perfect center. I'm going to use a drill bit with a 1/4 inch drill and drill all the way through, down about 2 or 3 inches. Clear out any of the sawdust. You don't want any debris left inside. Now, this is called an insert right here. It's a 1/4 inch insert. Just use an Allen wrench and you're going to start getting it ready to put on in. It's a little difficult in the beginning, but once you get it, it goes in. Once you get it tight to the top, then stain it and it's going to look great. On the bottom of our new table, we're going to drill out the 1/4 inch drill bit. Just put it right there, and then we'll take the bolt and we're going to put it through, and it's dark so it matches our stain, and then start screwing onto the leg. That makes these legs removable if you need to. Just go ahead and get it tight. Remember where we put the Jenga pieces in? We're going to drop a piece of wood there and decorate our table. And it just turned out amazing. You can make this any way you want. It's your project, and make it just absolutely beautiful. I think this project turned out great, and I hope that inspired you to make your own DIY wood crate coffee table.
The next time you're at Home Depot, grab yourself 2 of their wooden crates and then pick up 4 of their hardware angled top plates, and as well 4 legs in any style or design that you like. So to begin, I'm going to take my crate, and using some 100 grit sandpaper, I'm just going to give it a little light sanding, just because some of these edges of these crates stick out. There's some chipping of the wood just to smooth it down a bit. Then I'm going to use Hollow Hill from Country Chic Paint, and I'm going to paint on this gorgeous green on my crate, making sure that I get the insides and the outsides of the crate. Once I've done that and let it dry, I'm going to take some plywood that I pre-cut to fit to the size of the bottom of the crate, and I'm just going to give it a stain color with this maple gel stain from Deco Art, and I'm going to do that on both pieces. Once I've done that and all my paint is dry, I'm going to go ahead with this pre-glued veneer edging, and using a little mini iron, I'm going to iron this on around the edge of the plywood to cover the unfinished edge. This is super easy to do. You just go around with the iron, and there's a glue already on the back side, and this just bonds directly to the wood. I can do it around the corners as well. And then once it's done, I just cut off the excess. So I'm going to do this on both pieces of my plywood so that I have a nice finished edge. Once that is done, I'm going to come in and do the sides of the veneer edging, just so it matches the top part of my plywood that I pre-stained. Next, I'm going to use some Gorilla Wood glue, and I'm going to put this on the side of the crate. So I want to make sure that the crate opening is facing out, and then I'm going to be putting my wood piece on it, making sure that the stain side is showing through the bottom. I'm going to clamp it and let this fully dry. Next, I'm going to come in with my angle plate, and I'm going to put those at all 4 corners of the plywood. Once I have this fully attached, I'm going to go ahead and screw on my legs that I bought. Once this is done, I'm going to take my second crate, and I'm going to add some Gorilla Wood glue to that as well. And then I'm going to place it on top, making sure that the backs are on the same side. I'm going to clamp this as well and let the wood glue fully set for about 12 hours. Once the glue is set, I'm going to go ahead and take my second piece of plywood, and I'm going to attach that to the top using some small finishing nails just to tap that into place. With that, this project is complete, and what I have is a cute, adorable little shelf to display some decor, books, plants, whatever I like. It's sturdy and solid, and this project turned out so well, and it's super easy. There's not a lot of tools involved, and you can pretty much do whatever you want with this, paint it your own colors to suit your home decor and your style. Thank you so much for tuning into Home Talk. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on another one.